Hello, dear friends. This is Sunny Singh, and you are watching Mantaj and Sunny Show. So today, in this video, we are going to talk about news. Why we are going to talk about news? So this is going to improve our lexical resource. That this is going to improve our vocabulary, and this will be helpful for the students who are preparing for the IELTS writing and speaking as well. So this is going to help you in your writing. So you will be having like vocabulary, so you won't be facing any problem while writing your test. So we have taken this newspaper, it's The Hindu, and the date is 24th September and the day is Saturday. So we have taken it from September 24. I have taken 6 news, and we are going to cover them. And at the same time, we are going to improve our vocabulary through newspaper with the news, right? So first is from the sports section. The news is about Novak Djokovic, who is a tennis player, a well-known player, a Grand Slam winner. And the news, it says that Novak Djokovic awaiting word on Australian Open. Novak Djokovic awaiting a word on Australian Open. I am going to flash it on the screen. You can read it and remember it, settle it in your mind. And whenever you're going to write your test, your task, this thing is going to help you. So the news will pick up the words, what words they have used, so that we can also use them as per our requirement, right? Novak Djokovic awaiting word on Australian Open. He is still waiting word. Word means he is still waiting some positive news that what the authority is going to say about this, on whether he will be allowed to return to the Australian Open. Australian Open, it's an event, it's a Grand Slam. There are 4 Grand Slams like Australian Open, Wimbledon, US Open and French Open. He was not allowed to play. Why? Because he was not vaccinated against COVID-19. That was a strict rule as per Australia. So Djokovic was not vaccinated against COVID-19. He's saying it is not in his hands, but he is hopeful for the positive news. So he is hopeful for the positive news. He's a 21 times Grand Slam winner. 21 times Grand Slam winner. There is one more player who is ahead of Djokovic. What is his name? He is Rafael Nadal. He is 22 times Grand Slam winner. And there is one player who is behind Djokovic. His name is Roger Federer. He is 20 times Grand Slam winner. All these are great people, great players. And what happened with him? He was deported from Australia last January. So this event takes place in the month of January, and he was deported. He had to come back. Deported means he was sent out of that country, that you cannot stay here. And this drama culminated with his visa being revoked. Culminated means ended. This saga, this event culminated, that means ended with his visa being revoked. Revoked means rejected, right? So you can go through the newspaper. If it's going to be in your hand, it will be more easy. You're going to understand it more. And originally what happened, he was granted exemption. He was granted exemption to strict vaccination rules by medical panels, by the authorities. He was granted exemption. What they said earlier, yes, you can play here, we don't have any problem, but later on they deported him. So in order to play there in Australia, you should be vaccinated. It's a very strict country for their rules. So if this thing could happen with a top level player, so what about the common man? Where do we stand, right? So this is the news about Novak Djokovic, who is awaiting some good news, a positive news from the authorities of Australia. So we have what are the words that we have learned here from this news, so that we can also write them in our tasks. One word is culminated. Culminated is ended. Then we have revoked, that is cancelled. Awaiting, that he is waiting, right? Vaccinated against COVID-19. He was not vaccinated. He was not vaccinated against COVID-19. So the medicine, that the injection that is given normally, that we have also taken that medicine, that treatment. So he was not vaccinated, right? That is why he is facing this issue. From 4 or 5 expressions we have learned, we can use them, that I was not vaccinated, or you can say I am vaccinated and this event culminated, and refused, like a revoked. I was my visa, I was deported is another word which could be used. So and so person was deported from England, and so person, you can say, you can use it. I have never gone to any foreign country, so this thing has never happened with me. So and so person, while he was in this country or in that country, he was revoked, he was deported, and his visa, like revoked, deported, culminated, awaiting, vaccinated against. So these are some of the few words which you can use in your speaking and in your writing. Okay, moving on to the next news, that is again from the sports page, sports section. It goes like this: Dilip Tirki elected new Hockey India president. Dilip Tirki elected new Hockey India president. So don't bother about the names. So we have to be careful about the verbs that are used and the words that are used, and we have to be careful about the tense also, in which tense they are writing it or we are writing it, right? Former Indian captain so and so, who was the front runner for this post of Hockey India president, he was elected unopposed for the top job. Dilip Tirki, who was a former India, sorry, former is a word, earlier, former means earlier. He was captain, Indian captain, we can say former president, former employee. This word could be used. He was the front runner for the post, front runner. He was among the people who were on the top, who were on the front. They were the main people who were contesting for this. So front runner, and he was elected unopposed. Unopposed means there was no challenge. There was no other contestant, no other participant. So he was the only person, there was no objection. That is why we are saying he was elected unopposed for this top job, right? Further, what we have, Hockey India elections. Elections were scheduled to be held in the month of October. Elections were scheduled. Scheduled means they were going to happen in this month, but the results were declared in advance. Results were declared. Why results were declared in advance? Because he was the only person, and there was no contestant, paving the way for the incumbent candidate to be elected unopposed as per the Federation Constitution. Paving the way means clearing the way. Paving the way for the incumbent. Incumbent means presently who is holding this position. Incumbent. Incumbent who is right now in this position, on this seat. So presently for the incumbent candidate, as per the Federation Constitution, as per the Federation rule, there were other persons who were in this race and who were in the fray. Who were in the fray means, in the fray is, this expression is used when we have to say in the struggle, in the fray, who were in the fray for the president's post, who were in the struggle for this post. And what happened then? They withdrew their nominations, and the path was clear for Dilip Tirki, because these persons other two persons, they were also in the race, they withdrew their nominations. They withdrew means they removed themselves, said that they are not contesting it, and that became a cakewalk for Dilip Tirki, who has been elected Hockey India president. So what words we have used here? Former Indian captain, front runner for the post. We are not going to use words individually. We'll learn them in groups, so it will be easy for us when we are going to write it. So I'll speak it like a group of words, so it will be easy for all of us to remember them, and when we are going to write it, we can write it, right? Another is, elections were scheduled. Some people, they pronounce it scheduled. Well, what I have seen in the recent in the videos, in the movies, they pronounce it scheduled. Okay, results were declared in advance. Okay, contestants for this post, right? And incumbent candidates presently who were holding this position, and then withdrew their nominations. So and so withdrew their nominations because of this problem. we can say withdrew. They removed themselves from this election. And these are some of the words which we can use. Moving on to the next news, that is from the state of Gujarat. Gujarat government, well, they have announced hikes in the salaries with polls inside. Gujarat government hikes staff salaries. So they are talking about the employees of health department from the state of Gujarat. So more than 1500 employees of the health department, they held a protest outside the secretariat. They held a protest. They had some demands, and government, they were adamant. They were not accepting these demands. What were their demands? Like, one thing was they wanted to change, improve their grade pay, and another thing is they wanted to be paid for the duty that they have done for COVID-19, like COVID-19, for regarding COVID-19 duty, they wanted to be paid, get paid. And the state government issued them a stern warning, strict warning, that withdraw your agitation or we are going to take strict action against you, the people who are protesting. But like, elections are due in the month of December in the state of Gujarat, and other political parties like Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, they have promised that if they are voted to power, they are going to, not only they are going to hike their salaries, they are going to change their grade pay. And so the incumbent government, they had no other option, so they had to accept it. But regarding their grade pay, they said this is not financially viable. Other things they can look into the matter, but not about this change of grade pay. So this is not financially viable. From this news, we have learned, like, hike in the salaries. Hike means increase in the salaries. Hike, right? Not hide, but hike. Protest. Employees, they held a protest, a kind of a strike. And stern warning, a strict warning was issued against the employees who were staging this protest. What were their demands? Another word is, employees, they are adamant, and they want to restore their old pension scheme. This is an important demand for all the employees who are working for the governments in the different states, regarding the old pension. So restoration is another word which could be used. Restoration means to bring it back. Earlier it was, now they have suspended it, again they are going to restore it. They are going to restore the old pension scheme. That is the demand, like promise of other political parties. Accepted the demand. Who accepted the demand? Government has not accepted the demand. So they are saying they will look into the matter. They will look into the demands. Look into, right? It's not financially viable. This is not financially viable. It's not possible. They can't do it. So financially viable is another expression or a word which could be used, right? Moving on to the next news, that is on the first page of the Hindu. Date is September 24th and day is Saturday. So it goes like this: coming soon, relief from spam calls and fraudulent messages. Coming soon, relief from spam calls and fraudulent messages. So in a move, so this is related to all of us, as they are bringing some change regarding messages, regarding calls. This is what we have seen when we receive calls from unknown numbers. We receive some threats. Somebody is saying, I'm calling from so and so bank, and that leads to fraud, right? So in a move that could offer mobile phone users like we people, it's a big relief from the spam calls. Okay, notice this word, spam calls and fraudulent messages. Fraudulent means that leads to fraud. Fraudulent messages. The government has proposed a plan. Government has proposed a bill. That means it is not implemented. It is in the parliament. They are working on it. That the person who is calling, the unidentified person, his identity should be visible irrespective of the platform used for communication. Whatever platform he is using, like somebody is calling you from WhatsApp, so you're not able to record that call. That is the situation right now, and you don't know who that person is. So this thing will not happen in future, as government has come up with the plan. The identity of the person will be revealed in the future. It's a good news. So all of us, we know there has been a rise in cases. All of us, we are aware of this thing, that there has been a rise in cases of spam calls, cybercrime, fraud messages, when where somebody says that yes, your ATM is blocked, that your account is not safe, we are sending you an OTP and you have to give that OTP to us. And the point when you give your OTP and your deposits, your money is gone, right? So be careful with this. And there's the words that we have used, that we are going to see: spam calls, fraud messages, fraudulent messages, proposed plan, identity of a person, irrespective of the platform, irrespective of the communication platform that is used, then leading to fraud, right? So the telecom minister, he is stressing, they have brought up this bill. They want to ensure the protection of users. They want to ensure the protection of users. So these are the words which could be used. This is definitely going to improve our writing when we are using same words and same vocabulary. That is not going to create an impression. We have to use different synonyms, different words that will bring variety to our writing, and that is going to improve our score, right? Another news is from page number 9. It goes like this. Maharaja's birthday celebrated with fervor in Jammu. Maharaja's birthday is celebrated with fervor. Fervor means josh, excitement in Jammu. The news is from the state of, not the state but the Union Territory of Jammu. Well, people were excited. They distributed sweets among people, and Jammu has observed holiday. And what is the history that is related with Maharaja? He signed an instrument of accession with India to protect Jammu from threat, right? So we have fervor. Fervor is excitement. Observed a holiday. Monarch. Monarch is a king who is the head of that kingdom. Monarch, like England's monarch, Queen Elizabeth, right? And next is the last news. It is from the center related with Delhi. It states Supreme Court nixes, N-I-X-E-S, Supreme Court nixes plea seeking health warnings on liquor bottles. Seeking health warning on liquor bottles. Sharab diyan botalan. So Supreme Court nixes means refuses. Supreme Court has refused about a plea. Plea is a request that somebody put a petition in court that liquor bottles should be labeled with warnings, like with the cigarette packets we have seen, there is a warning on those packets, and the same should happen with the liquor bottles. But Supreme Court has refused. They say that this issue should be best left to the government. This issue regarding liquor and liquor bottles, regarding health warnings, labels, they should be left best with the government, not with the Supreme Court. And because of this, the petitioner has withdrawn his plea. Plea means he has removed his request. So we have nixes, that means refuses. We have plea, that means request. Seeking, S-E-E-K-I-N-G, seeking is looking, seeking health warning, right? So government or Supreme Court is not going to intervene, They are not going to deal with this, as this issue should be best left to the situation should be best left to the government, as they are the authority who can deal with it more properly. And withdrew means remove, right? So we have covered 6 news from newspaper The Hindu. You first take a look, pause the video where we have flashed the news on the screen, pause it and go through it, and write it in your notebook, and definitely this is going to improve your writing and as well your speaking. So it's a win-win situation. We are going to benefit from it. And thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Good luck to all the aspirants, all the students who are giving their exam in the near future. Good luck to all of you, and to all of you, great day. Have a great day. Thank you.